It was a bright late afternoon in the suburban park, sunlight streaming through the tall oaks and maples, casting long dancing shadows across the meticulously maintained green lawns. Children ran laughing between swings and slides, their voices echoing through the open space as parents tried to keep them close, some calling out warnings, others checking their phones in nervous anticipation. Birds chirped in the trees while the faint scent of fresh grass mixed with blooming flowers filled the air. HOA President Karen, her blonde bob perfectly styled, wearing a crisp pastel windbreaker and holding her clipboard like a weapon, marched through the park inspecting every detail with unwavering seriousness. Her eyes scanned benches, paths, and picnic tables, occasionally jotting notes with meticulous precision, issuing quiet reprimands to anyone she thought had violated some imagined rule, completely unaware that real danger was silently approaching from the dense tree line near the playground. Arif, a retired ex-military officer and a recent resident, was walking my dog near the far edge of the pond, enjoying the calm when a sudden movement caught my eye. Shadows shifted oddly through the underbrush, muscles tensed in my body as instincts screamed alert, and then I saw it. A full-grown adult lion, tawny and powerful, muscles rippling under its sleek fur, eyes locked on the open park, tail flicking with intent, low growl vibrating through the air. The children froze mid-laugh. Some parents screamed, clutching their kids. Others tried to run in panic while still others stayed rooted in fear, unable to process the surreal sight. Karen's voice rose sharply. "Everyone stay calm. Slowly. Don't provoke it!" But panic drowned out her commands as chaos erupted around her. I sprinted toward a child who had tripped near a bush, positioning myself between her and the lion, speaking firmly and calmly, keeping its attention focused on me while moving her safely toward a park bench. The lion crouched slightly, muscles coiled, eyes never leaving me, ears flicking, tail swishing aggressively as it calculated each step. Within moments, sirens pierced the air. 2 police officers arrived, one older, calm and composed, sharp jawline reflecting years of experience, the other young, alert, ready to react. They quickly set up a secure perimeter, directing parents and children to the trees and the far edges of the park. I coordinated with them, pointing to the lion and remaining children, guiding the creature with careful, strategic movements, while clapping hands and throwing a stick safely to redirect its focus. Karen watched, frozen in disbelief, her clipboard useless in the face of real danger. The crowd of parents, neighbors, and children held their breath, every eye following the lion, every heart pounding. Step by step, the lion was guided toward the park's back exit, muscles rippling with tension, growl low and threatening, until finally it bounded safely into the wooded area beyond the fence, disappearing into the shadows. Relief spread instantly. Parents hugged children, neighbors whispered congratulations, and Karen approached slowly, her hands clasped, voice trembling. "Thank you for saving everyone." I nodded calmly. It wasn't about thanks. It was about keeping people safe. The police checked the scene, confirming everyone's safety, one offering a small salute, acknowledging the precise and courageous handling of a deadly situation. The park slowly returned to normal, though every glance toward the tree line reminded the residents of what had just happened. News spread quickly through the neighborhood, recounting the lion incident and the ex-military man who guided everyone to safety, Karen's authority temporarily eclipsed by true courage and quick thinking. Wildlife officials arrived shortly, after to monitor the lion and ensure its safe return to its sanctuary. Families lingered longer in the park that evening, sharing stories, praising bravery, and reflecting on the miraculous escape, while the sun set over the lawns, casting golden light over a community that had faced danger and survived through calm, strategic action. The next morning, the park was unusually quiet, birds chirping softly, children hesitant to run freely, parents keeping close watch, still shaken but relieved. Karen walked slowly through the park, clipboard absent, her usual confident stride replaced with a subdued, reflective posture. Conversations between neighbors buzzed quietly, recounting the previous day's events, praising the calm strategy and courage that had kept everyone safe. The HOA group chat lit up with messages, photos of the lion's exit, the officer's salute, and families huddled together, celebrating the miraculous outcome. Some children drew pictures of the lion and the hero, parents showing them proudly on phones, laughter and awe mixing together, a new sense of community forming from shared experience. I walked along the path, dog trotting happily beside me, observing the reactions of everyone, smiles appearing slowly, whispered stories of bravery circulating, every adult and child aware of the extraordinary day that had passed. Wildlife officials were stationed at the far edge of the woods, observing the lion's movements, ensuring it safely returned to its protected habitat, preventing any further risk. Karen, usually so focused on rules and authority, quietly spoke with a few residents about emergency protocols, realizing for the first time that true leadership often comes not from authority, but preparation, vigilance, and calm action under pressure. Families continued their routine cautiously, yet with a heightened sense of appreciation for the safety and courage around them, children occasionally pointing toward the distant tree line, whispering stories of the lion, the retired officer, and the incredible calm that had saved lives. Over the following days, discussions of the lion incident became part of every casual conversation, the ex-military man's calm presence and strategic action recognized by all, neighbors expressing gratitude in small gestures, baked goods left at doorsteps, and notes of thanks pinned to community boards. HOA meetings resumed, but the atmosphere had shifted. Karen's words carried less weight, residents recognizing the difference between authority and courage, the importance of readiness, and action in real danger, and how rules cannot replace decisive intervention. Parents recounted the story to new neighbors, children reliving the excitement and fear, and the park itself, though returning to its usual cheerful appearance, held an unspoken memory of the day life hung in balance. Emergency protocols were updated, community watch efforts increased, and conversations around preparedness became more serious, everyone having witnessed the tangible effects of calm, strategic courage. By the end of the week, the neighborhood had a shared legend: the lion in the suburban park, the retired officer guiding everyone safely, and the lessons of courage, vigilance, and unity that would be retold for years. Karen, while regaining composure, quietly adapted her approach, learning humility, the limits of authority, and the true nature of respect earned through action, not position. Families continued to gather at the park, children laughing cautiously under watchful eyes, neighbors chatting, police occasionally stopping by for routine check-ins, wildlife officials ensuring the lion remained safely in its sanctuary, and the community now bonded by shared trauma and relief, a new level of appreciation for bravery, preparation, and calm judgment. The story spread through emails, social media, and casual chats, forever marking that sunny suburban park as the place where ordinary citizens witnessed extraordinary heroism, where fear met courage, and where calm, strategic action saved lives. And from that day on, the park remained a place of joy but also of remembrance, a constant lesson that real leadership, bravery, and vigilance are tested not in ordinary moments, but in the face of unexpected danger, leaving a permanent legacy. For the entire neighborhood, children and adults alike,